Hello, Internet. My name is Roro, and welcome to my channel, where I sift through thoughts and ideas while playing video games. I hope everyone's having a good day. In this video, I wanted to talk about sort of bad habits that affect my daily life on a regular basis that I may not notice in the moment, but over time, I've noticed that they're things that I always am trying to address and change. So, I have these notes in my phone from 2018, and for some reason I called them Focus Detox. I think it's because I really felt like I needed to detox my body and my mind. And I still feel that way pretty often, but it's a matter of applying it that's difficult. So let's just go through some of the things that I think are important that I want to address that are in these notes. And maybe you guys will hear some things that I mentioned that you also can relate to and you also struggle with. So let me know if, this is relevant as well. So the first thing literally just says, I'm holding myself back from improving. And I think to an extent that is correct. I think at this time in my life, I was struggling mentally a lot more than I realized. So there were things getting in the way that I didn't really have full control over at the time. So I think this is relevant. I might have been being a little too hard on myself though. The next line says, I want to eat healthier, more raw fruits and veggies, less sugar, snacks, and soda. This is still something that I struggle with to this day. I love to eat shitty food. I do not take care of my body. And 4 years ago to now, from age 26 to 30, it's a pretty big difference physically, and I'm really starting to feel it. So this is something that I'm really going to focus on now and really try to improve. So the next thing says, I want to be smarter with my money and save more. I want to sell things I do not need and have sitting around. So I kind of addressed this one because I moved from one city to another and I got rid of a lot of the stuff that I had before I moved. So I don't have a bunch of stuff anymore that I don't need. I pretty much have everything I need, maybe a little bit extra stuff, but not to the point where it's an issue. I do spend my money kind of frivolously though. Like I'll buy myself random stuff I don't really need, but not the stuff that I really need. Like I don't save and get stuff that I want and need. I just kind of spend it on dumb shit. Like I'll buy a lot of food when I have food at the house, that kind of stuff. So this is something that I feel like I'm in a better place with overall, but it's something that I still want to consider, but not enough to like really focus on. All right, next up we got, I need to see a therapist. Why am I so afraid of improving myself? So at this time, I was really struggling with my mental health to the point of me not even fully realizing what was happening. Luckily, I did end up going to therapy for 2 years, and it really, really helped me. I'm not in therapy right now, but I feel like I'm in a okay place right now, and I don't really know how I feel about therapy at the time for where I'm at, but I did do this, so it's good to see some stuff that I did, and it really helped me. I'm not just missing everything. All right, so the next two I'm going to combine because they kind of go together. I want to stop being down on myself. This is actually improving, but it still feels forced. I want to come up with ideas of how I want my life to go. I need to put in the work and figure it out. So I've definitely stopped being down on myself a lot, actually, and accepting who I am and accepting where I'm at. And I kind of was doing that in the moment, but it was still new to me. So 4 years later, I can honestly say that I've done a good job. Of course, I have my moments, and of course, I do things that I don't like still, but that's why I'm making this video, to reflect and improve. And I definitely have changed my perspective of having ideas of how I want my life to go. I'm actually going to make another video about this specifically, so you can expect that in the coming weeks. But for now, I'm just going to say, this is also something that I've improved on greatly, and I'm very grateful for that. All right, next up is a doozy. We got, I need to try and catch my mental state changes faster. This is also happening, but is still hard. So this is something that I didn't realize in the moment was actually a symptom of one of my mental illnesses, which is borderline personality disorder. I have a whole other video about that, which I'll link at the top if you want to check that out. But in general, this is something that has dramatically improved and also is a result of therapy. Next up, we got, I want to allow myself to express myself, even if it means getting negative reactions from people. Now, the reason I wrote this is because I'm a pushover. I let people walk all over me. I let people take advantage of me, historically in my life. I'm not as bad as I once was. I have much better boundaries, and I'm better at not allowing those situations to happen. but actually expressing myself in a moment, even if it means getting a negative reaction, that is still something that I struggle with and still something that upsets me after the fact if I don't feel like I said everything I needed to say and expressed myself the way I should have to make the situation feel good and healthy, because sometimes people need to hear shit that they may not want to hear out of love, out of, vitriol, whatever the situation is. Sometimes that's necessary. And logically, I know that, but in the moment, it's really hard to act on that. So that's still something that I'm trying to do, is making sure that I'm protecting myself and saying what I need to say when it's necessary. It's not always necessary. I just want to make that clear. Woo! All right, we are blowing through this list, and I'm skipping a lot of ones that either aren't relevant or just aren't really that important anymore. So this is just the best of the best from the list. All right, so next up we got, where am I at? Oh, this is a really important one. I want to talk to my friends from all over the country more often. This is even more relevant now because, like I mentioned earlier, I moved. So I don't even live in the same city as all of my friends. And a lot of my friends live in a lot of different places around the country. So I am even worse with communicating with people now than I've ever been, I would say. So this is something that I really need to focus on, is making sure that all of my good friends and family that I really love and cherish my relationship with them, that I'm regularly communicating with them. It doesn't have to be every day, but it has to exist to some degree. And luckily, a lot of my friends and family are understanding of how I am and how I tend to be, but that's not an excuse, like I still want to be a good person and be a good friend to these people, and I really do value them in my life. So I need to start making sure that that's known and that I really am, making the best of that. And that's the end of the first list. Again, I skipped a lot, and I have a couple more lists, but this video is already very dense, so I think I'm going to end up breaking this into multiple parts. So next Sunday, you can come back for part 2. I'm going to go through more things that I want to improve on from these lists from 2018. I'm starting to stream on Twitch too, so if you want to come talk to me on there, hang out. It's a really tight-knit, small community right now. It's really, really dope. I'm loving it so far. Thank you to everyone who's already been coming to the streams. But yeah, until then, if I don't see you on Twitch, I'll see you guys next week. Enjoy the music, which is actually a beat that I made on my stream. So if you want to see me make some more beats, come check me out on Twitch. All right, see you guys.